My old boss fired me 6 months before my wedding. Then he showed up uninvited because several Fortune 500 CEOs were attending as guests. He thought he was walking into the biggest networking event of his career. He walked into the most expensive mistake of his life. 6 months before my wedding, my boss called me into his office. He smiled the entire time. Nothing personal. We're restructuring. 3 hours later, my position magically belonged to his golf buddy. I packed one cardboard box. Nobody from management even looked up. Fine. I found another job, moved on, planned the wedding I'd been saving for since college. My fiance's family owned a small luxury resort in Napa. Nothing flashy, just private, invite only. Every guest had to be registered weeks in advance because the venue hosted several executives who valued privacy. One of those guests happened to be the CEO of the company I just joined. Another was a venture capitalist, a few founders, people my old boss would have done anything to meet. Apparently, he found out. Cocktail hour had just started. I was talking to my aunt when I saw him. Same navy suit, same fake smile, walking around like he belonged there, shaking hands, introducing himself. I know the bride. Technically, he did. He even grabbed a champagne glass, like this was a corporate mixer. I almost walked over. Then, our venue coordinator quietly stopped me. I'll handle it. I had no idea what she meant. She walked up to him with an iPad. Good evening, sir. I can't find your name on the guest manifest. He laughed. I'm with the bride. She smiled politely. Wonderful. Then, I'll just need you to sign the event compliance form. He barely looked at it until she pointed to one paragraph. Private events at the resort required every unregistered attendee to accept financial responsibility for any additional insurance, security staffing, and last-minute hospitality costs. Estimated total, $14,872. He blinked. There must be some mistake. There isn't. If you decline, our security team will escort you outside. She said it quietly. Unfortunately, 3 CEOs were standing close enough to hear every word. My old boss glanced toward them, then back at the coordinator. His entire career depended on looking important. Getting escorted out would have destroyed that image. So he reached for his wallet, signed the authorization, and tried pretending everything was normal. It wasn't. Word travels fast at weddings, especially among executives. By dinner, everyone knew why the stranger had paid nearly $15,000 just to stay. Not because he was family, not because he was invited, because he couldn't admit he wasn't supposed to be there. 2 weeks later, one of those CEOs called me, not to talk about the wedding, to offer me a leadership role. He said one sentence I'll probably never forget. Anyone desperate enough to crash a wedding for business is exactly who I don't want representing mine.